Hey, good morning to you. Mark again here, Weatherman Plus. It is Monday, March 1st. So, yay, we're starting a new month. That's a good thing. God bless every single one of you, especially if y'all dealing with a lot of this flooding that is going on. Not only the flooding, we have the Arctic air that is going to be moving in, and I'm showing a possibility for some snow that could happen on the mid-Atlantic. It's all about timing. I'll go through that with you. Now, speaking of snow, we did get anywhere from 1 to 5 inches. Some places a little bit more than 5. But also, I'll show that in South Dakota, some places got 12 inches of snow. It's all very isolated area, while nearby got a little over 6. But definitely right by southern South Dakota and northern Nebraska is where the heaviest amount was. They actually got 7 to 12. So they had a good amount. Everybody else just got their 1 to 5. Now, these storms are still on their weakening phase, so they will be moving towards the mid-Atlantic and the southeast as they go away. And that's one of these next two low pressures, and there is two, that will form up in the Gulf. But we have lots of flooding. That's all the green. And with the red around the green, that's still happening now. And then we also have a funnel that almost formed, a funnel cloud, and it was near Arkadelphia, near Highway 67. And they had a funnel cloud that they noticed, and that's pretty much all that formed up. So thank God for that. However, everybody is dealing with flooding. They're dealing with mudslides, debris flows. Virginia having lots of mudslides, as well as rock slides, as well as the flooding. This is in Williamson, north of Williamson, West Virginia. Now, our power outages did go down, so that is a good thing for a while there. I mean, you still got 6,000 customers still in Tennessee without power, and they have over 10,000 in Kentucky. That's why it's yellow. But Tennessee was yellow, so they are getting on it as it happens. Everybody else, there is power outages around, and there is thousands in a couple states, Mississippi, Alabama, but they're recovering pretty quickly. Texas, you're still almost 5,000 people without power. Now, this is pretty much what's going to be happening for the next day or so, guys. And all this rain is going to shift to the south. So instead of Texas being in it all the time, it's going to shift to the southeast. And it's going to be heavy rainfall in this region of the country, as well as a lot of mixed precipitation in the northeast and some in the northwest. And you can see here what's going to happen with these shifts from day to day as it shifts from the deep south to the southeast. And there's even a chance for a little bit of snow from Missouri out of this. So I will look that up. I just want to show that this rain is going to continue its flooding to the southeast. But in the next 6 to 10 days for our temperature outlook, it's going to be well above average in the Midwest, while it's a little bit below on both sides of the country. But this is going to warm up because all this warmth is going to shift to the east as some more cold air comes in for the west coast. And at 8 to 14 days shows us that. It shows it shifts just a little bit more. The southeast loses the cool temperatures, and now we're getting well below average temperatures for the whole west coast. So if you've never been here before, hey, I'm Mark. I upload every single day. Good morning. So hit that subscribe button. That way you do get notified of all alerts. Now, only 2 videos that you have for today, guys. On the top one, you have the precipitation outlook for the whole southeast. You're going to be some for the mid-Atlantic and the northeast a little bit, but it will be light. The southeast is actually going to be getting a heavy rainfall, and they're already dealing with some bad flooding as it is. The one above my head is showing the Spaghetti-O models. I love the Spaghetti-Os. I used to show it all the time for hurricane season. What the Spaghettis will do is show you every possible variable of where the surface low pressures can go, because after the storm moves to the southeast, surface low pressures are going to kick up in the Gulf, and it's going to create some storms for the Gulf states as well as the southeast and the mid-Atlantic. Now, as we look through the teleconnections, we can see that we do have a very good, strong anomaly that has a potential for velocity from March 9th all the way to March 12th and 13th. And I'm still showing it. That's that possibility that was around the 11th. So very easy if you've never been here before. The time and date is in between these videos right here on the left. And this is actually us this morning. This is the 12Z for Monday. This is 6 a.m. Central, 7 a.m. Eastern Time. That's what 12Z is. And you can see the system is moving out to northeast. You see all the rainfall has expanded, but it has quieted down as far as severe weather. And by noon today, the system will have moved off the northeast, putting the last bit of snowfall in northern Maine. And these storms will quiet down a whole lot. and it'll just be a lot of rain at this point. It's not going to be a whole bunch of severe weather. And by 6 p.m. tonight, it'll be all calmed down. Still will be rainy, but it's not going to be severe storms. The system's gone in the northeast. You will get a little swath of buildup for New York because it's all this Arctic air that is coming into the northeast. We'll be bringing cold temperatures while this system was still spinning around, and there's some precipitation coming in. So you will get a little bit of light snowfall out of that. Not much, but then you're going to get the cold air and the cold wind chills. Now, these storms are definitely not going to be getting any stronger because not only are the Cape values down, the dew points goes down, as well as the cloud coverage stays up. So they don't get all that daytime heating to help strengthen these chances of these being severe storms. This is us first thing in the morning this morning. This is all of you at noontime today, still full of cloud coverage. And by 6 p.m. tonight, you're still covered with cloud coverage. Southern Florida isn't, so you may heat up some, but all of the south and southeast is still covered in clouds all day. So these severe storms are going to be going away. It won't be getting any worse. And the temperatures are pretty nice today. You actually got in the 60s down in the southeast. It's starting to get a little negative temperatures in the Midwest, though, because this is that cold Arctic air that is coming in. And as you go to noontime, you can see that all the temperatures are starting to cool down now, and it's starting to get suppressed down. So it's not ramping up to where it's going to be severe weather. It's starting to calm down. And then by 6 o'clock tonight, it's really cooled down. So there's no way for any of those storms to have done anything all day. They will not be severe storms, guys. Northeast, you're going to have to worry about these temperatures right here. This is all single digits that is putting people in. And as far as these storms getting fed with warm temperatures and no moisture from the dew points, this is 6 o'clock this morning. It's spread all the way out. That's why these storms are spread out pretty good. By noon today, they'll already be getting suppressed down and losing its strength dramatically. And then 6 p.m., once again, it cooled down. It lost a lot of the dew points. It's going to lose a lot of its potency. It's just going to be a lot of rain. Now, after this storms start to pass by, okay, for tomorrow, we have an upper level low bit that becomes a surface low pressure in the Gulf of Mexico. Both models, as far as the GFS and Euro, is confirming this and its location and where it's going. Only difference between the two is where this cold air is going to be with this high pressure with the Arctic air coming down. Is it going to be able to meet up with this precipitation and bring snow? So this is 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. This is by 3 a.m. Wednesday morning. And then by 6 p.m. on Wednesday, it's going to be a 1005, so it's going to vary some, off the coast of South Carolina. And here's your cold freezing temperatures, this blue line. And this is moving east-northeast. So right around the 6th or the 5th, I believe, was going into the positive phase or towards the neutral phase for the NAO. I will look that up for you. But this is all confirming. This is the GFS right here. Now, the Euro model shows the same thing. It shows it pops up in the Gulf of Mexico. But instead of going over Florida, it goes over Georgia and South Carolina. But it still moves out on the same place. The only difference is the high pressure is only right here, and there's no cold temperatures. So here's our temperatures this morning, 6 o'clock this morning. Nice and warm in the southeast. You're getting cold in the upper north, and it's getting to the 17 below degrees. And we're talking about a serious wind chill, guys. This is going to be very cold wind chill that's going to affect the Midwest as well as the Northeast. And the total precipitation that you're going to have out of all this rain and these systems moving by the 4th, which is actually on Thursday. It's just a few more days. Anything in the pink is an inch plus, but all this red is 2+ inches, and the white is 3+ inches. So most of that's in Georgia and South Carolina as well, but it's going into Alabama, northern Mississippi, as well as Kentucky. For Kentucky, it shows it's almost 4 inches of rainfall that you're getting so far out of all this. And it's going to go all the way down to Mississippi, Arkansas, 3 inches strong. Southern Georgia, almost 4 inches. It even goes up to northern Florida with over an inch of rainfall. But Georgia, you get a lot of heavier rainfall as well from those systems passing by. You're going to be on the north side of it. So as it goes by, spinning counterclockwise, it's going to throw all that precipitation and rain on y'all in the southeast. So it's going to be a lot of rain. And the Euro model actually shows that it overachieves greatly. This over here, very heaviness over here close to South Carolina, it goes off into the ocean so far. But it shows it has a chance to get over 4 inches in northern Louisiana and western Mississippi. So that's a potential hot spot. Now this is your Arctic oscillation. This shows you what your AO is at and where the cold air is coming down. And it's going to start making its way on the 1st towards a negative phase all the way to the 5th before it starts leaving out midday on the 5th into the 6th. So the Arctic air is making a dip into the country once again. The GFS also confirms that the Arctic air is making a dip starting on March 1st, and it is going to a negative pattern for at least a 2 all the way to the 5th. And it has a little hump in it, a little ridge. So that's the Midwest getting hit right there, and the second one would be the Northeast as it goes up. Even the EPS, which if you've never been here before, I love the EPS. It's an ensemble prediction system. It gives you medium range forecast confidence. It even shows it's made by the European Center, and it actually says opposite things of European Center, the Euro model sometimes, and this is shown to be true. So it's a very good model. But it confirms that it also gets down towards a -2 around the 3rd and the 4th, and then it starts leaving out on the 5th. So it actually shows that the 4th is the strongest, according to the ensemble prediction system, and I believe this over any other model. We're getting it today in the Midwest. By tomorrow, it's going to shift to the Northeast, and they're going to be in a single-digit temperatures. And it's going to be well 20-degree temperatures all the way in the Northeast, and the extreme New England states will be in negative temperatures. And this is your temperatures. This is your 2-meter temperatures for what you're going to be feeling for this area. And the cold is going to go all the way down to the edge of North Carolina. And with the wind chills, it's just going to make it that much worse. A very extreme Maine has the worst part of it. Negative 30 degree wind chills. It's going to be very cold and freezing up there for you guys. Even Vermont, New Hampshire, Connecticut, everybody is in negative degree temperature wind chills. This is going to be very cold. And then it's going to be dramatically different and feel like 20 degrees for West Virginia, Virginia, and Ohio. But Pennsylvania on, it is going to be very cold. Even northeast Ohio. And Michigan and Wisconsin also getting in on this negative temperatures. It's going to be very cold, while everybody else is in the teens to 20s. Now, by 3 p.m., this system is going to be leaving out the Northeast. And there's a number of things that could happen, because it's going to have some damage and wind possibilities. Now, this is the GFS. The GFS shows that by 3 p.m., the surface low pressure goes up. Another one forms up off the coast of the Northeast and goes with it. Now, that will elongate all this circular pattern, all this cold air that's coming down. That's where you're going to get a little swath of snowfall that will addition to Pennsylvania, a little bit of Pennsylvania north, and New York, as well as Vermont and Connecticut. You will get a little bit of snowfall from that. But at the same time, if the GFS is correct, this is going to bring some damage and winds. And it's anywhere from southeast New York with 50 miles per hour straight across the whole New England states to northern Maine to 50 miles per hour, almost 60. Now, the Euro model shows the only difference between that, the GFS, and the Euro model is the Euro model shows that this movement, they still move together, they still form some winds, but this movement actually happens 12 hours earlier. And if the Euro model were correct on the speed of this surface low pressure leaving, that it would put more of 50 to 60 miles per hour wind gusts spread out amongst all the way to Pennsylvania, western New York, even parts of Delaware, New Jersey, even southeast Maryland. Everybody's going to be in high winds if it spreads out. If the GFS is correct, it's going to happen later, and it's going to be more of a less area getting these very damaging winds. 50 and 60 miles per hour, that's 67, that's very dangerous. But I did look in to see what's the chances for y'all snowfall in the mid-Atlantic for these systems coming by. Especially, I know North Carolina's been begging for some snow the whole season, and now the season is over. This is pretty much the last systems rolling through. We'll be able to something a little later, but I don't see it affecting this far south into our country. But if I looked at the NAO, the North Atlantic Oscillation, which shows the jet stream on the east coast, whether it's a high ridge or a trough where it's going to be low, Around the 1st, when the cold air comes in, it also goes into a trough all the way until the 4th, as well as when the cold air comes in with it. So that means that the low pressure systems will be moving down and away from this cold air as it's coming in. The GFS also confirms that from the 1st, it takes a dramatic dive, even to a -3 almost. But right around the 4th, it goes right back up, 4th to the 5th. So they're never really going to touch each other. They're just going to be on the edge the whole time. Cold air, low pressure system with moisture, just riding side by side. And you can see this here. This is according to the Euro. First, it pops up here on the 6th. This is your 12Z. This is 6 a.m. Central Time. So 6 o'clock in the morning on Saturday, there'll be surface low pressure in the Gulf of Mexico. Both models that I've been going by does confirm it, GFS and Euro. And by midnight on Saturday, it's already in the southeast, moving away. Here's the high pressure here with the cold air, and it's already going into the Atlantic. And it curves on that high ridge as best as it could all the way up till the 8th to get as close as it gets. It gets down to 981 millibars, but it don't quite touch land with the snow that it creates over the Atlantic. And by midnight on Sunday, it's over the far northeast. It's leaving out, it's strengthening. It's down to 975 now, and it is still a few days away, so there is chance for this to maybe pinch in a little bit. But it won't be the first low pressure system. It will be the second one. Now, that timing is going to be very close. So hopefully, for your sake, North Carolina, for those that do want to see the snowfall, this is an opportunity if it comes close enough, because your temperatures, I am showing, according to both models, GFS and Euro, that you will be in freezing temperatures at that time. The GFS confirms it as well. And this is on Monday, on the 8th, the 7th and 8th. That's when it's going to pass by, the 6th through the 8th. Now, the GFS shows not only does it form up in the Gulf, but by the time it gets to the 7th, it's already getting pushed far towards Bahamas, northern Bahamas, and off the southeast coast of Florida. With the cold freezing line reaching way down, you will be in the freezing temperatures, but your moisture is running away, getting pushed away. And then by 6 o'clock, well, about 7 o'clock in the morning on East Coast time, 12Z, on Sunday, it tries to come up some, but it's already, the high pressure is already hogging the whole area. So it's just going to follow that ridge of that high pressure out. And by midnight, it's already gone too far, definitely for the northeast. And you're still in freezing temperatures, North Carolina. And if there's a chance for some rain bands, there's a chance for this to be a little bit tighter because it is a few days away. There's also a chance for it to be even further. But there's a chance maybe for some rain bands to come swing around and drop you something. I will update you. And for your quick 3-day outlook, this is your thunderstorms for today, all the way in this area. Now, this is going to change by tomorrow. This is going to move to the southeast. And then after that, we got to deal with those low pressures and those storms that pop up in the Gulf of Mexico. And then Florida is going to deal with thunderstorms by day 3. And as far as the buildup of the rainfall for the outlook for the next 1 to 5 days, the heaviest part of the rain will be anywhere from Alabama all the way to South Carolina, with so far the heaviest spot being in southern Georgia. All right, now I got these storms loaded up so you can see the next 60 hours of these thunderstorms passing by. When it's going to leave the northeast, you do have mixed precipitation that's going to be happening, as well as what's moving along the southeast, because there will be another buildup in the south as this moves to the east, with a possibility of some snow from Missouri. But I got it going pretty slow, so you should be able to see pretty good. Time and date is on the top left. I do hope that y'all have a very blessed day, and I appreciate y'all for listening in to God's Word. Hebrews 8. Now of the things which we have spoken, this is the sum. We have such an high priest who is set on the right hand of the throne of the majesty in the heavens, a minister of the sanctuary and of the true tabernacle which the Lord pitched and not man. For every high priest is ordained to offer gifts and sacrifices. Wherefore it is of necessity that this man have somewhat also to offer. For if he were on earth, he should not be a priest, seeing that there are priests that offer gifts according to the law, who serve unto the example and shadow of heavenly things, as Moses was admonished of God when he was about to make the tabernacle. For see, saith he, that thou make all things according to the pattern showed to thee in the mount. But now hath he obtained a more excellent ministry, by how much also he is the mediator of a better covenant, which was established upon better promises. For if that first covenant had been faultless, then should no place have been sought for the second. For finding fault with them, he saith, Behold, the days come, saith the Lord, when I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah, not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in the day when I took them by the hand to lead them out of the land of Egypt, because they continued not in my covenant, and I regarded them not, saith the Lord. For this is the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel after those days, saith the Lord. I will put my laws into their mind, and write them in their hearts, and I will be to them a God, and they shall be to me a people. And they shall not teach every man his neighbor, and every man his brother, saying, Know the Lord, for all shall know me, from the least to the greatest. For I will be merciful to their unrighteousness, and their sins and their iniquities will I remember no more. And that he saith, a new covenant. He hath made the first one old. Now that which decayeth and waxeth old is ready to vanish away. Amen. It's going to be a massive forgiveness going on. That's awesome. God bless. God bless you all. May you have a very blessed day today. I've hoped I've helped you today. If I have, please hit that like button. I appreciate it. All glory does go to God, God of Jacob. Amen.